But I'm a nationalist, and I'm unapologetic about it.
Go ahead.
I've associated with all kinds of people, and I've loved all kinds of people, and I've appreciated the help of all kinds of people. But first and foremost and above all things, I'm devoted to the ultimate liberation of my own people. That's right.
Then that raises the question of peoplehood versus nationhood. Because you see, I believe that people of African descent are distinct people and an extension of African people. And one can believe in distinct peoplehood and not infer that what follows from that is nationhood talk.
But look, you wouldn't say that to an Israeli.
I do that, brother. No way.
Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us.
If you're tired of being censored on social media, join 6zeros.net. It's black owned, black operated, and black moderated. And we make sure it stays a safe space for us to talk about all things black culture. We also got some cool gear like the FDM cotton crew neck, the Fearless Ancestors tee, hats, and more. Check us out at 6zeros.net.
Hey girl, why are you so sad?
I just got banned from Twitter again.
Should have been on 6zeros.net. Ah.
All right. Welcome once again to the beatzillapdx official show. I am your host, beatzillapdx officially, and we are here for the midweek report. Yes, indeed. So we have some things to talk about. You know, it is midterm season, so that's going on. We've had, I guess, an eventful and not so eventful weekend for some. It was an eventful weekend for me. I had fun with my fellow bandmates over the weekend, seeing some folks I ain't seen in a while because not everybody lives here now. So so it's always good to be able to play with the folks that you are used to. So it's always good making music. So yeah, if y'all seen the video that I put up, y'all were in the for those who caught the live premiere of that. It's on here. So that Dookie Jam review, if you want to go check that video out after this broadcast, please go enjoy yourself. You like live music, So let me see who we got in the chat. Capricornus, Black First, Melanated Brown, welcome. Robin Cooper, good evening. Judah Queen in the house. Brooklyn Queen 125, peace. Black Jack 21. Brother Afro Elite is in the house. Black First, my brother. Dark skinned brother in the house. Sugar Jones, hey, greetings, sister. Miss Phoenix 99, welcome. Rahami Bay, what's up, family? All right. So please like and share as you guys are coming on in. Yes. Robin Cooper, Black Star TV 2.0. What is going on, my brother? Yes, sir. So, we've had, like I said, an interesting weekend. Things have developed. And as y'all know, in these spaces in Twitter that have went on, and some, of course, there are productive spaces. Me, my brother, Black Alpha Network, we tend to have always a productive space that is with me and him doing it as the certified truth. And then, of course, brother Afro Elite holding down positive. Matter of fact, he did a space on how to hold a constructive space. And, one of the main things is moving in order. You know what I'm saying? So that always works. Yeah, man. Yes, indeed. So, matter of fact, Black Star TV, man, I'm gonna have to holler at you soon. So, yeah, man. So just be looking out for that. Yes, indeed. So again, there was, I guess, there was supposed to be, or a supposed scheduled appearance. Well, let me see. First, let me say March or rally. I'm not sure which really took place. I do seen some videos that there was somewhat of a march. I remember July 4th, 2020. I remember seeing a march. And kind of rubbed me the same way as I was rubbed then, pause. But, when you live long enough, you see and witness different things, and you learn to understand how things tend to play out one way or another. So to avoid, any confusion, you might know how to just kind of back out of involvement with certain things. And that's how people tend to learn how to avoid the confusion. Of course, of being mistaken, keeping the wrong company. Rob All Banks, what's going on, brother? So, you know how that goes. And I guess some people are now learning that, man, sometimes the company that you keep might be a stain in the future, but we'll get to that. So with that being said, doing my journalistic responsibility, let me first tell you that, of course, one of the things that happened here in Portland over the weekend was the visit, 2-day visit by Joe Biden. Yes. He was here. It was important enough for him to come here, to come and stop for our Democratic nominee for governor, Tina Kotek, who absolutely no one here wants. Not even Phil Knight from Nike. I don't know if any of these companies here have even endorsed her. I guess technically, well, yeah, Intel could, but they haven't said nothing. So, guess they're staying on the sideline. And for those of you who have never known that you wear like the Columbia, like especially y'all in the East Coast, y'all wear Columbia jackets. Yeah, that's right here from the city. That's literally the base of Columbia sportswear. So yeah, shout out to all of y'all, because a lot of people be like, "Where's Portland? Where's Portland?" All of y'all cats in New York wear these jackets. Let's not even start on the shoes. Yeah, all your shoes. If you're in the shoes, yeah, this is the Mecca. This is Nike campus and the Adidas or Adidas headquarters. Yeah, another thing that company is extremely German. Extremely German. Like so German that they don't fool with too many FBAs over there. Because my wife used to work there for a while. So I've watched, just even being around that building, it's like, I see a whole lot of soccer players, maybe long distance runners from certain countries, but I don't really ever see too many foundational Black Americans working for that company. I guess that's neither here nor there. Now, with that being said, moving on, Project Leroy, what is going on, brother? Yeah, so again, we had Joe Biden in town talking to seniors about medicine. That was his pitch here. He got in front of these old Black folks and started talking about senior health care. The whole pitch here was about pitching to the seniors and pitching to the veterans. So wait a minute. The seniors, like, these people might not even survive. Like half of these people might be gone before the next election. So the fact that this is where your focus is here, which is not our largest issue. Our largest issue by far is the homeless crisis, the affordable housing issues, the economic woes, which they conveniently. Now, this is, watch. How many people have said that there were agent provocateurs during those George Floyd protests? And we've been saying it. I was saying it here on this broadcast. Like, clearly, to have went 100+ days, somebody's funding that. Right? Now, for those of you who are new to this broadcast, we clown around from time to time, but you best believe you're going to learn something. And you typically might learn about different people that you've heard about before, or maybe just heard of and never knew who they were. Well, I tend to enlighten individuals in my channel to those people and who those people are and who those people tend to be tied to, because it's all public record, and that's where a lot of money gets spent. And so, like we always say, follow the money. Working in finance, that afforded me to be a loss prevention specialist and a bonded one for life to the Treasury. So, seeing a hustle or seeing a con is when you have skills like that, trust me, the bank will come calling. If not the government, because the government will be like, hey, you can go work for us if that's what you want to do. Or you just go about your own life, but just know you're always surveilled. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. I ain't the only one. So is the life. So, knowing that though, you see how money moves and see how people can spread it all around and whatnot. And there's so many other things that could be addressed in this city with all of this. Did you hear what I just mentioned? I mentioned Nike and I mentioned Adidas and Intel. I totally forgot to mention Precision Cast Parts, which is a Fortune 500 company. And another one of the big companies that operates out of here is owned by one Mr. Warren Buffett. So there's a lot of money that's here. How is everything and everybody being priced out? But their focus, if you looked at the ads that they're running here, you would never know that there's a whole big crisis, and there's so much money in this state. But the crisis is just outrageous, and everybody keeps blaming the homeless for being homeless. You don't have an ever increasing homeless population for the homeless just being homeless. No, there's something behind that. And, well, family, just take a notice on everybody who's on this stage, but look at the lead person bringing old Joe out. I'm sure one of the reasons why he wanted to come here is this was going to be one of the most friendly places for him, and one of the places where he could be around Black individuals and guarantee not to be asked about doing anything for Black folks. Because I remember my brother asking me about how the political landscape is out here. And I think we talked about this in our space Monday. This is one of those things. What you just saw on that stage right there, the whole for I hate to say it, sister, but Mammy, the whole appearance of the Mammy bringing this man out, that is literally the face of Black politics here. Because again, this is one of those places to where they really wanted to maximize a minimum number. So you have like the talented 10th type of thing out here. Put it to you this way. We're all the way in the Pacific Northwest. Most of those black folks went to HBCUs. Do y'all see what I'm getting at? So then they come back here. Hey, y'all ain't got an education. And right now, y'all real comfortable with a bunch of immigrants getting y'all's. I'm just showing you that generation that has some. They've always looked to the youth. No, you need to, if you want some answers or explaining to do, a baby can't explain pulling something off of a table onto itself. But you know who is and can explain? The person who is responsible for watching them. And in this case, this would be that generation that you're seeing that is still trying to sell us up the river. Family, elderly, Medicaid, and don't get me wrong. That is extremely important. But no talk of your future generations whatsoever and what they're facing right now. No. I just let these little next 5, 10, 15 years be comfortable enough for me. That's what we need to shed. And that type of indoctrination ain't easy to get rid of. I mean, we definitely see that out here. And that's just like, unbreaking those curses. I might have to go into that, do one of them different shorter broadcasts on that. Because there's so much that we have to learn to just like exercise out of our DNA. And one of them is this inherent need for acceptance. The look at me factor. That is one of the biggest plagues that we have in our community right now. Film animation art. Welcome. Troy Lee, shout out to you. Family, real quick, before I go any further, something, because I'm not going to get into this story much at all, because I'm not interested in this artist, but I do have to say, I keep hearing Ice Spice this, Ice Spice that, Ice Spice and Drake and blah. I don't know what the hell going on there. Well, today, I finally took it upon myself to go say, let me go see who the heck this person is. So I went and listened to a song, I guess it's called Munch. Who was in our space when I told when I said that Uncle Luke, I knew we knew he had some, it was probably in there on his burner. I said to Uncle Luke that these artists are his grandbabies. And Lord, you think I'm Leo? Oh, word? This is what's hot now? Oh, you think I'm Leo? Oh, here's a march. Wow. That's where we are now. Wow. And then that's popular. And then people be wondering why you getting treated a certain way. Man, that type of thing right there. Like, are y'all paying attention to these young female artists coming out? If you noticing a similarity, like there's not a whole lot of wifey material coming out of that class of women. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. And all that, hey, well, it doesn't matter how. Yeah, you can't. You ain't going to a fancy restaurant expecting a bad presentation. So whoever told you those lies, lied to you to keep you out the game, most likely, because misery loves company. So get some game from somebody and get away from a person like that. But, nonetheless, she's a very kinky girl, the kind you don't take home to mother. And all y'all want to be is a super freak. Yeah, just remember the first part of that song. Anyway, just piece of advice for the youngsters for this evening. Because while the girl that is, she's square, right. I'll tell you, there's a whole lot of them that, they'll dress it up and start going to church. And then next thing you know, they calling in to Jason Black talking about they can have a high value man. Yeah, if you would have figured it out when you were the age that she's doing all of this weird stuff right now, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, but you ran the car ragged, ran all the gas, burnt the wheel off the tires and say, here, take that. No. Because now you're not getting a man worth his salt. So number one, high if he has a high dollar amount, that still ain't gonna make him high value because he's already found something in you, and you're broken. So just be on alert for your own sake. Might sound like a good deal, but trust me, it's not. Oh boy, we just giving them up tonight, ain't we? STDs at an all-time high. I've been hearing that too. You know what? We gonna have a little fun tonight as well. Because like I said, there were people who came out Oh boy. Somebody said that's what it looks like when you be trying to come up against the new black media in the real grassroots. Yeah. What y'all think? You think it's something like that? Oh, ouch. Man. So it was last Wednesday when y'all were last here with me. And, we were talking about certain things. Like I said, the week just, transpired as the weekend transpired as it did. And the truth came out to you. Welcome. What did I just walk into? Oh, we just having some fun. So we weren't here Friday night, so we had to make up for lost time. So shout out to everybody who kind of revealed themselves and showed their associations like this.
Y'all are all the little wayward children of ADOS. That's all you are. That's all you ever will be, is little wayward children. You are nothing. You did not create yourself. I'm your mother, like it or not.
Well, I guess. Now, with that being said, there were a lot of people that were hating on the rally. And, hey, this is that. So as you know, the rally is going to be on November 5th. This is the flyer for that. Shout out to our brother Tariq Nasheed and our sister Jade Arendelle and all the speakers. shout out to them and all the other people who will, because who know, I believe this. There might still be more speakers, but I think these are like the ones that are confirmed now. But yeah, that's how we getting down, huh? Yes, indeed. So, like I said, there were some, I guess, some haters. Oh, and I also heard a funny story that somebody even, I guess to show snub, New Black Media and FBA, they actually bought a one-way ticket to go to the march or the rally. Well, no, it was the march. That's right. So they bought a one-way ticket to the rally, and well,
every time I have always played the fool.
I hear it didn't turn out well. Anyway, I just can't help but notice every single time somebody tries New Black Media, and then the next thing you know, they start saying, well, hey, man, we the real grassroots. We the real grassroots. Yeah. Unfortunately, 2022 doesn't count as a long history over here. So, with that being said, I guess we have to see another group come and go. And again, this is no slight to anybody who stays in their lane. But see, it all makes sense. You can always tell when somebody's like, yeah, we're going over here. We're going to try to grab this audience and captivate this audience because these people are having people's ears. So let me go get into this mix like these other people who had a rally. Oh, man. And you know what's so funny about that? Oh, I made, yeah, we'll do that. See, this is what had to go up on Instagram today, and let's be clear, it's also on Twitter. So, so can't nobody say, well, they waited to go on on a YouTube channel and say something, blah. No, I didn't. So when the hateful Tariq Nasheed blinds you from seeing clear agents of chaos. So this rally right here that you see, the reparations, we are coming to get our check, that is just subsequently using all the same verbiage. Well, imagine what happens when no one shows up to their own rally. Well, there was a brother that was on Twitter that he went, because again, what did I say? Agents of chaos, because there were people saying, well, Tariq Nasheed is hating on these, he's hating on that, he's all about, well, his reparations are competition. Okay, well, you decide for yourself. What do you see?
Black Freedmen Party reparations rally. They may have went on a walk. I may have gotten here too late, but you look on the map. This the area they supposed to be in back here behind me. All this grass. I didn't see nothing but people laying down, and it being a regular Saturday out here at the monument. So yeah, Black Freedmen Party is out here walking around. Sometimes that happens at these kind of rallies. They start at one place and they march around or whatever. But I'm gonna hang out until 4. I paid for parking already, so I'm gonna chill. But yeah, I'm not seeing anybody.
Shout out to that brother for even going out there to just, at least see what was up. And so again, like I said, agents of chaos. So that's one, right? Now here's the other one. And I don't even have to play you their videos because you've already seen them on Twitter. But nonetheless, you can see all the associations here. CH464, what is going on, brother? I see you. So again, Fan of Beat, what's going on? Yeah, so again, see, I'm telling you, it's like the Star Wars, what they say, hate is the path of the dark side, anger is the way to the dark side. Yeah, oh yeah, it is. And not only that, it clouds your vision. So at the meantime of being so fixated on one individual, you missed a ton of rats run past. While all the rest of us are saying, hey, no, focus on all of these rats. No, but him. This now they over here trying to figure out and count his dollars about the museum. Oh my goodness. I've never seen so much hate for one's own. But then they'll turn around and say we should be Pan-Africanists. How the hell can you be a Pan-Africanist when you can't stop tearing down the person in your own house? The logic is just, it makes no damn sense. But oh well. Nonetheless, there's people who out there, do I have that other one in here? No, I'll save that other one. Well, let me say this. Sometimes things don't look right. Things don't look right. Anyway, family, like I said, we just we're enjoying being back this evening, and we are going to be talking about the situation with these doggone Democrats, and not just the Democrats but the Republicans, because they are two wings of the same bird. You understand me? So with that being said, let's congratulate everybody who tried to participate in once again a new Black media overthrow. Shout out to Secure the Hustle and the Frauds. And I mean, what's so funny about this one is the one, speaking of fraud, I mean, wow, what a coincidence. Jeez, you can't write this up. Save Mason, Tennessee. Perfect. and then we just got to do a little bit, you know. So, oh man, sakes alive. So, with that being said, moving forward, oh Lord, you see how when new black media gets skeptical, then hey, you should pay attention. When you see us looking like, yeah, that's that look we put on you. You look fugazi. You know what I'm saying? Because and here's one thing that you can always know and tell. Remember, there's always going to be a big noticeable difference between the authentic and the fake. Because, see, you got a lot of people coming out the woodwork. Yeah, I'm grassroots. Yeah, okay. You're a grassroots impersonator, like a Michael Jackson impersonator, or complete, utter bad ripoff. Oh. See, you can always tell the authentic from the fake. But see, here's the point. They still try. So do you give them a for effort? I guess. Yes, you can give them an A for effort, right? But like I'm just saying, there will always be a way to determine authentic, this new black media, the voices, grassroots, and then the not so authentic. You know what I'm saying? Other people that have to regurgitate other people's talking points, and then once they're kind of shut out from even understanding comprehending the conversation, then they just repeat reparations and delineation, reparations, and then you delineate, and then you're on code because of reparations. So this weekend I heard, again, which is always funny when you hear it, because the Pan-African talking point is power. And so we're going to get power. And what we're going to do is we're going to stomp for reparations, and any jive sucker that gets in our way is going to pay. We are coming to your town, and it's going down. Because just like Grandmaster J, we are not around. Oh, all that damn yelling. What you yelling for, dude? Calm down. I mean, I understand. See, when you really can't articulate what you should be talking about with a decent scholarship, then you just get on the mic and start yelling. What we gonna do is we gonna come out here and we gonna stomp for reparations on a Sunday. That's like the club going up on a Tuesday. Okay. So, I guess it don't get me wrong. It makes a point. I guess, but see, here's the thing with Tariq Nasheed's rally. This is the reason why you have all these other rallies. So that's how you know it's a big enough draw that they had to throw all of this infiltrator madness out there to get people distracted. And truth be told, and you would have to absolutely consider that a failure into the regard that you didn't attract anybody that wasn't already with you. And if nothing else, you probably lost people that you could have had with you because, there was a whole bunch of burnt bridges. And, I've been, I think a little bit of all of us have been the victims of those little back channel lying sessions that some of these individuals do that claim to be reparationists, but only ever seem to find themselves talking about other black folks. That's kind of amazing to me. I mean, family, could y'all ever see me holding a space about some other dude because I want to sit up here and argue on Twitter with another dude? Not that I'm be arguing with no female, but what am I arguing about on come in this space and come get this work? Come get this smoke. I'm smoking on this pack. Huh? Y'all sound like weirdos. I mean, this is where we are with it. Come get this. And trust me, I get it. If y'all want to go in there and get entertained by foolishness, cool. But please don't get that confused with solid individuals such as myself. That's why you don't see me in those madness driven rooms. And I mean, and then you just going in there with a bunch of screaming trolls. Now, I don't know if some of these people are even still on Twitter or not. I remember I went into one room one night. The yelling was just off the chain. I was just like, why are all these dudes in here yelling? I'm like, he's the calmest one. Wait a minute. But now I get it, because there's drunk Jake Tallcan. So y'all been sitting up here in spaces with people doing Lord knows what. You got your grandma over here all on the joint doing illicit, questionable things. And now we're hearing that pull-ups was pop-offs. And this is the problem. Because that's not what empowerment is about. And so you can always tell when people come around empowerment thinking that this is a clout thing. No. Not over here. Only because you're seeing movement on a political side and you're believing, oh man, let me come over here and get some clout. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Quiet man laughing. I mean, come on. Oh. And look at the things we're facing. We're really getting bombarded with these agent provocateurs. Hey, Tweak Nasheed, Afro Elite, come in this room and let me argue with you. About what? Well, I'm actually not FBA. I'm technically Puerto Rican, but come on, man. Come argue with me about reparations. For what? And then these other, like I said, that debating crap, you better take that over there to the Dominican. Take it. Debating is for people who are not eligible for our reparations. Knock yourself out. For the rest of us, we got things to focus on. But for those who have nothing better to do, go ahead, knock yourself out. Go debate. But if you ain't talking, if you are not eligible for reparations, man, yeah. Go entertain yourself over there. Go philosophize and have plebiscites and figure things out on that end of things. And that's cool. But about this foundational Black American business, this is what we're going to be about first and foremost. And that's not a hate to anybody else, but it's a wisdom of every other group to look out for one's own group first. It's just been one thing that we have been trained. And that is another byproduct of slavery, by the way, of believing that we have to just get along to go along. Family, no, we do not. And when you stand your ground, people will respect you. Ain't that what y'all, do they not teach that anymore? I mean, this is one of the things we were taught as children. Don't run from nothing. But You don't do backstabber, grimy stuff either. So again, for the crowd that was trying to move in on New Black Media, minus Candace Owens. Candace Owens here is just to serve as a reminder to you that although everybody might think that things are comfortable on the left-hand side of the same bird, always remember, just like this woman who is about to hit the wall within 6 years, I give or take, she might last past the next election, but I would seriously doubt it. So again, understand, tools get broken. Now, like I said, shout out to the work that all of you do in your lane. In your lane. And again, I repeat, in your lane. Now, when you step out of that, then you're stepping out of character. Please just understand, no one has to give you any room to move in a place that you were not invited. That's another grimy factor. But looking and considering the sources, there's not a person there without a question mark. Except for one, which the only question happened at that vetting. And then we pivoted so we could cry about the women. Kid Gravity Beyond, what is going on, my brother? So, we were crying. they're so mean to us, and they're so mean. Wow, they keep giving errors on my live. That definitely must be on your end. I don't know what's going on with that. That might be Secure the Hate. They calling in the handlers. Maybe I'm right. Do you hear the dogs outside? Somebody. Say, trust your pets. Don't trust somebody else's. Yeah, pay attention to the animals. So, like I'm saying, just notice how people's tones are changing as we are getting closer to these elections. And we are seeing Democratic disarray. Also, there's other things that are happening. Man, yeah, we're going to cover a few things tonight. One of the other things that have happened is a certain thing. Shout out to Kanye West for mentioning the Kardashian family's tie to the Clintons.
With your life, get your COVID vaccine today. I don't know if it's Johnson & Johnson,
if it's
Pfizer. Whatever you need to make yourself feel comfortable, do you. Okay? Period.
All right. So just doing the due diligence there. And so if you didn't know, Brandy has just recently collapsed and had a seizure last week and was hospitalized. I am not certain about her current condition. Also, there has been a few Caucasian athletes and young, by the way, to have recently all of a sudden just fell out. Oh, and there was also another artist, Indian artist or Pakistani artist, who was, I believe, 40, who collapsed on stage, and now, they're out of here too. But, nonetheless, make sure you go get your boosters. So, moving along. We was crazy and we was stupid though, right? Still feel that way? all them people and family and friends that are y'all in the chat that was like, oh, shoot, you stupid. You stupid. Any of them got anything to say to you right now? About anything? I mean, because I'm sure they have plenty to say to you about Joe Biden. Ain't Joe Biden better than Trump? Well, I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get that there. You gonna kill your family if you don't go. Oh, Lord, where are they at now? They got anything to say for you to you now? They got anything for you now? Any political advice? Idiots. Joe Biden is good. Them good people. Come on now. Joe Biden, good people now. Uh-huh.
The Delaware Valley asked their reporters to come down and talk to me and said, why is Biden so concerned about Bosnia and not about Haiti? Is it because blacks are involved in Haiti? Blacks are what at stake in Haiti, and in Bosnia they are Europeans, whites. There is major arsenals of nuclear weapons where they have long histories of national wars, where ethnicity dominates. That is a phenomenal potential consequence of the United States. If Haiti, a god-awful thing to say, if Haiti just quietly sunk into the Caribbean or rose up 300 feet, it wouldn't matter a whole lot in terms of our interest.
The world and
I mean, but still, that was so long ago. I mean, Joe Biden, he's not like that
This
now.
country is doomed. It is doomed, not just because of African Americans, but because by 2040, this country is going to be minority white European. You hear me? Minority white European. And you guys are going to have to start working more with Hispanics, who make up a larger portion of the population than y'all do.
Well, I still got to say, Trump is racist, man. Trump is racist. What did he have to say about black people? Well, he said that a lot of the Mexicans is coming from asshole countries. No, black people. Well, that's the brand. It's almost just like being black. No. What did he say about us?
African Americans built this nation. You built this nation. You're just starting to get real credit for that. Okay, I don't know if you know that. You're just starting to you built the nation.
I don't really care what he said because I'm still Democrat, and my mama was Democrat, my granny was Democrat, and my great-granny was Democrat, and I'm gonna die Democrat, so I'm still voting for Joe Biden. This is the type of individuals who have led our futures into absolute peril. And people acting like we can't say no. Let's put a stop to this. We're the young generation. Why would you want to sit up here and be an old black person dealing with not stopping the bleeding now? No, their way is absolutely wrong. We just can't know them people out there. Come on. Really? Really? Let me show you something about these people that you think have your best interests at heart, not their own. Where's this article? Where the hell is that? Where's that? Bear with me 1 second. Wait, is that it? Hold on. Here's one. Okay. Yep. Let's see what we got here.
Members of your own caucus, Lisa Slotkin and Abigail Spanberger, they're in tough districts. I know they're in tough fights. But they're talking about generational change because all the leadership being over 80, the president is also, if reelected, going to be in that category. So let's talk about what Lisa Slotkin said on Meet the Press. I want to play that for you.
I have been very vocal, including with my own leadership in the House, that we need a new generation. We need new blood, period, across the Democratic Party, in the House, the Senate, and the White House. I think that the country has been saying that.
So what do you say to your own caucus, to these young members? They're, obviously in tough fights, but they want to see the change.
I say just win, baby. Just win. If that's what you have to say to win, fine. And we will not in any way do anything but totally supportive, mobilization-wise, message-wise, money-wise.
Two things about that particular message. Say whatever the hell you need to win, which shows an absolute lack in morality and character. But also, don't you question me. I ain't going nowhere. Lord.
Experience, and I think that what we have been through with the legislation under the leadership of President Biden, who has done a spectacular job. He's had a better 2 years than most presidents that you can name, certainly in the recent generations.
What do we say here? Because they have ran out of attempts of telling the truth. So when all else fails, lie. And that's all they're doing now. All they're doing is lying. Anybody bring to you and say, well, I mean, come on now, every politician lies now. Come on now, every politician lies. Lord. Teacher attempted CPS kidnapping. That sounds creepy. What sounds creepy? What sounds creepy? The Nancy Pelosi part? Because again, she's giving you he says she's a man. Democrats, bye. Yes. Needing new blood. Oh, that sounds creepy? No, that's a very old term. Are you you from the States? Because that's a very old term here in America. So I mean, but you might not be in America. So yeah, that's a very old saying. So yeah, it's not creepy. It's needing new blood. You might be in Germany hanging out with vampires. So I'm not sure. But over here, no, that's not a serious conversation. They had to change the company you hanging around. So like they might be into some suspect questionable behavior. Let me see where I want to go next. Okay, let me show you this because here's something that y'all probably did not get a chance to see because they don't, show a lot of international stuff on United States airwaves, especially if you listening to watching local news and whatnot. But this is something that is going on over in Paris because of inflation. So they're talking, man, everybody is he. So while Joe Biden is, on a speedball train to bankrupt this nation, he's also squeezing other nations by way of forcing them to participate in this sham, conflict or whatever this is, because they keep putting it on Russia, but the person who's at fault here is literally Ukraine. So I don't know what, I guess, well, so many people listen to U.S. media, but no, the person who's at fault here is Ukraine. So Russia is fighting in truth because they are right. It's Ukraine and America doing faulty stuff over there. You putting a chemical weapons plant right next to the border of a nation that you're supposed to be peaceful with, while using a person who is not part of your peace treaty. That's scandalous as hell. And how American. That's classic American. Let's break the treaty. You're talking about the world's most known truce breakers. But that puts all the rest of us in harm's way. So, oh, let's be patriotic. Yeah. You don't hear that patriot talk right now. See, January 6th showed you how their patriotism is. Their patriotism is not to a party or even the Constitution as they cry. I guess the Constitution, yes. But the only reason why is because the Constitution is written without inclusion of Black Americans as people. So you see why they love the Constitution so much? That's one document they can go hinge on and say, we're better than you. I may be my daddy uncle, but I'm still better than you because I'm what? And that's the truth. I mean, I used to go to school with these little dirtbags. I mean, and all this racism is taught and all that. No, it ain't. No, these people are inherently wicked. A white supremacist is born that way. Now, he's cultivated by the parents, but yes, absolutely. Just like a baby comes out with talent, a baby can come out just as wicked. Stop kidding yourself. That's absolute crap. Everybody, yeah, it's yin and yang. Stop. Let's cut that church business out. It's yin and yang. Deal in reality. Act like it's just one thing where if God didn't want it, and God. All throughout the Bible, you talk about there's one set on one side and one set on the other. Well, if God was like this, he wouldn't. God don't fit in your bag. But again, nature doesn't fit in your thoughts. Right? That right there alone would say, stop trying to reach to the sky because you're nowhere near it. So those kind of conversations for me is just like, man, I don't even know why you open your mouth. But nonetheless, here they are, spreading their cheer all over the world. Thanks, America. Thanks, Joe Biden. Vote blue no matter who. Just a little bit of turmoil going on around the world. Ain't no problem. We still vote for Joe Biden. I mean, what's just a little bit of worldly disarray? I mean, it's still better than Trump. Oil price. And now, Joe Biden done broke out some oil reserves. I think he's releasing these barrels of oil to so-called ease the strain, I guess. Nonetheless, we have the diehard faithfuls that will tell us how stupid we are. Just like Tia said, I read your comment earlier. You said that, to paraphrase, your family is calling you crazy for not voting. Yeah. You best believe it. Now let me see. Because we're going to talk about Georgia. Oh, wait a minute. But first, I'll go here. Let's do this. New York.
I think what Abbott was doing has like proven effective. Like it's flooded our system. And frankly, I don't know how much Biden is going to appreciate having a mayor be like, hey, you owe Blue Cities money because of this migrant crisis. Eventually, it's going to make Biden look bad, which we're a month out from the midterms. It's a very perilous situation for him. And I don't know that Eric Adams is like capable enough to navigate it. And ultimately, it's like us struggling to comply with our own laws, like our right to shelter laws.
The city has a right to shelter law. No one in the city is supposed to sleep on the street. People do, but they do it by choice. And like our laws state, we have to take care of it. That is the law of the city. The law is not designed to say like, we want asylum seekers to come to New York City. That's not the design of the law.
Can't we just like amend our right to shelter laws?
I mean, we could. We're choosing not to.
Oh, it's like
we could repeal it.
There was talk about like us just limiting the number of migrants we would accept, and I'm glad that we didn't do it that way.
If the mayor did that, everyone would resign. They'd be like, all right, I'm out. Like, this guy. I have colleagues in government who are going to resign if the mayor put a cap on immigrants. If he was like, after 20,000, like, we're not taking care of them, they were going to resign over it.
How many will we?
You know, I would strongly advise y'all to start listening more and more to the new black media. Because Lord, oh Lord, 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 did we ever call this? It's all falling apart. Isn't it? Isn't it?
Except
all of them. Like, we don't like it, but we'll take as many as they keep sending.
I think the optics of this are bad for Biden and they're bad for the mayor. And I think Biden's saying like, all right, I'm just going to give away money to New York City because like they can't take care of these migrants is going to just be bad politics for him.
The city is broke, which makes me very nervous as someone who is paid by the city. We're anticipating like a $10 billion budget deficit by 2026 right now. There was free money from the government for the last 2 years because of COVID.
Yeah.
All of that's gone.
Can you just raise the taxes?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That was another important part right there. So, unfortunately, you have to give credit to Donald Trump for putting you in that financial position. Guess who's the person who stopped it? The person who came in after it. So now you don't have it anymore because it ran out because the current president ended it. So you don't have all of that money while it is literally the platform of same said current president to open up our borders and have the largest border flooding illegally in modern history. Congratulations, Black Biden sexuals. You have absolutely did a doozy trying to make sure that your community is consistently on the bottom. Clap it up for yourselves. You've done a great work for Satan. You have definitely proved your masters well.
The mayor doesn't want to. I mean, that is an option. Or we could like reduce services, just not give people enough stuff. I don't know, pick something. Department for the Aging, immigrants. Like, we're housing immigrants right now from Texas. It would be very easy to be like, nope, not anymore.
So for their political position, let me answer a question that many ask. Well, they black and they understand. Don't you think they gonna understand? No, because they're playing the game of politics. Now, can you understand that? So they have, and that's the power of rented politicians versus a puppet. So now you see Eric Adams is there to be a Democratic puppet. Not that you shouldn't have already suspected that when he called himself the little Joe Biden of Brooklyn. Like, what's wrong with this man? And this is your guy. And he brings in Keishant Sewell. Oh, Lord. I told y'all was going to get a pretty stud. But she decent looking. She ain't as, I guess, as much of a looker as Danielle Outlaw, but, you know, she all right. You know, she ain't Lori Lightfoot. How y'all ever pulled that? How she ever get her candidacy off? I mean, I'm like, wow. That tell you, hey man, anyone can win. So well, she has an odd look. That doesn't matter. Oh, my bad. Oh my Lord. I'm just saying though. Come on. Let's see where we going next here. So check this out. Again. Okay. And here, so we have the older generation and is still looking for acceptance from these people, while these people are literally taking historical things from our culture and then trying to rework it. Check this out. This is Jill Biden.
Their stomachs are empty. They can't master reading when they need glasses, or concentrate when maybe there's a little bit of trouble at home.
Let me start this over because I have who in here has seen the movie Panther? It came out like in the 90s. Who saw that? Has anybody seen the movie Panther? Put this on my Twitter. I had to listen. Wait. I've heard that before. So this is a line. So she's literally using a line from the Black Panthers when they were setting up their the school. So when they were trying to get or not school, but when they were trying to get money for their number one, their clinics and their food program. Because I tell you often, we had a clinic and a food program here in the city of Portland on North Russell in between Vancouver and Williams Avenues. And that lot is still sitting empty and vacant to this day. From 1972, when they tore it down, to now, 2022. That is how it works. So understand. So they had people, they had like a dentist, and they was trying to get you some vision. So I don't think they ever accomplished getting the eye doctor in, but they were working on that to make sure you had community health care. So that's what the Panthers was also doing. Now you hear these little young dum-dum, they were misogynist and blah, blah, blah. What are you talking about? There was so many women around the Black Panthers and they funny. And they had prominent positions. What are you saying? It's because I don't know where that come from unless they learned that in radical Hillary Clinton Democratic Shield camp. I don't know. I can only think. But let's again hear her rip off a phrase and agenda from our own FBA family, the Black Panther Party.
You all know this. Kids can't learn when their stomachs are empty. They can't master reading when they need glasses, or concentrate when maybe there's a little bit of trouble at home. Communities in Schools was founded on that idea. And for decades, you've brought resources to students tailored to the unique needs of every community in an environment that children and families already trust, their schools.
Which would have been cool. But again, like I said, these people literally took that and they were eating in schools, of course. The school lunch program, that's where that comes from. And school breakfast, more like it. But like she's saying, that is literally the program from the Black Panthers, family. For those who don't know. So now you got these Democrats. How much do you want to bet that one of these Democratic shields is going to come out here and be like, see, now they doing something positive and act like it didn't get jacked from us in the first place? So, that's how it works out here in this battlefield. Can you dig it? But right now, as you see, I have my brother on the stage, Black Alpha Network. And real quick, we are going to kind of jump into the segment of midterm madness. And of course, we have Stacey Abrams out here who is running. You have Herschel Walker and Raphael Warnock, who is out there doing their thing. Queen Alpha in the chat, I see my sister. Shout out to you. And real quick, brother, I wanted to ask, what is the, I guess, for the first day of early voting, what is things looking like out there as far as what are they saying on the news of how things are looking? Because, they start doing those early forecasts.
Peace and love, family. You can hear me well?
Yes, sir.
First off, man, let me say I'm happy to be here. Salute to the whole family. Salute to my brother Zilla. Hope everybody is having a safe Wednesday evening. Certified Black Society Foundational Black American Freeman in the building. I appreciate you for allowing me to come on the show and speak, brother, because I'll sit here with my pit bull watching the show, brother. Same dog I showed you the other day, family, when we was having a conversation. Shout out to everybody. But to answer your question, family, what I'm noticing right now is a lot of people are having the basic general consensus that things aren't going too well for the Democrats down this way. Stacey Abrams is doing a lot of posturing. The news is trying to basically cape for her and give this perception that she's hanging in there. But I don't believe that they're happy with the results that they're seeing in terms of the poll number. She's so far behind, it's pretty much about to be a wrap for her. In terms of Raphael Warnock, on the other hand, people don't really want to go there, but there's a lot of concern about not only how he's performing in his poll numbers, but there's also a lot of concern about him as a candidate. No one expected him to be getting beat or even close to Herschel Walker. Like, it shouldn't be this close. And a lot of the Democrats I'm starting to see are trying to distance themselves away from him. Even your local average everyday Southerner down here in the South in Georgia, a lot of them aren't really talking about Raphael Warnock, where a couple months ago, it was like Herschel Walker's a joke, Herschel Walker's a clown, this ain't going to be close. Now a lot of people are saying, wait a minute, I kind of like the way Herschel Walker came in. And, as I said, it's not necessarily so much about Herschel Walker. It's more so that Raphael Warnock is just really not booming. He's not popping. Nobody really is genuinely behind that guy. So the tides seem to be shifting away from the Democratic Party more so to the Republican Party, which is what we spoke about before. Makes you question, was this really ever a blue state like they sold us in 2020? Or was that a finesse to get Donald Trump out of office?
Right. And that as the way things are looking right now, it is okay. How on earth can a person who can't get themselves elected get someone else elected? How is that possible? I always tripped off of that. I was like, well, that doesn't make any logical sense. Because they always say, well, she's the one who went out there and stomped for Joe Biden and turned the state blue. But she couldn't get elected as head of that state. That doesn't make any sense.
Ain't it funny, family? All the money that they've put behind her, we had the conversation, you and me, the other day, family, where we said if
Mhm.
you put Kemp, up in this picture, no one would know who he was. You wouldn't be able to pick him out of lineup. Stacey Abrams has received national coverage all
Right.
across the 50 states. They position her through propaganda and all these campaigns that she's some type of new wave who flipped it for Joe Biden, saved the Democratic Party. If we rewind back to 2020, and
Mhm.
all of that, national publications, national campaigning, national figure, and she still cannot win a local election. Is going back to what you were just saying, brother. It makes
Mhm.
it look real funny again with all the nonsense we heard in the year 2020 and moving forward.
Real talk. Real talk. That's you know, even her position today, because I saw a video recently about her being an election denier. I was like, oh wow, that's this is something that the RNC is running with, and which rightfully so, because that's how politics works. So they got to take that and run with it. But it's literally like a 5-minute reel of her denying the election results in 2018. And it's like,
Wow.
okay. And she just refused to concede. I might end up playing that before we done. But it was very interesting, brother. I'm like, okay, now all of a sudden when in fast forward 2020, how it doesn't make any sense for election deniers and all, because there's somebody who's running here in my state, and that is one of the things that they're talking about as why this candidate is no good, because they associate with election deniers. And it's like, wait a minute, election deniers? Well, Stacey Abrams was going on a world tour in,
Right.
in 2018 talking about how she got robbed for her and he didn't win, and she never conceded. So here we are again in a very close. See, this, if that was true, where is all of these "we want Stacey" people that she now has to go do all of this last minute stomping? This says that she never had the type of cash with the Georgia voters that they're saying she had. She can't. You know what I mean?
Facts, family. Facts. Absolutely. It's the biggest political receipt in, I would say what, the last decade. I mean, this woman was being propped up as someone who saved the election, turned
Right.
Georgia blue. I mean, these are some big, big, big statements. And, she's used to big, big things. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Um, so
Yeah, ain't that the truth?
real big. So the very fact that she's, running around and they were propping her up like that and she can't win it. And I ask this to everybody: does the average person even know what Stacey Abrams is? A lot of people believe that Stacey Abrams was a senator or a governor. They think Stacey Abrams was a mayor. What is Stacey Abrams' job? What has she ever won politically? What has Stacey Abrams ever accomplished? Who is she in the political atmosphere other than somebody that the Democrats propped up to be their modern day Mammy Luther King Kong, and
Right.
it didn't really work out. She's never won anything. She got mopped a couple years ago. She's getting mopped again, and we all seen the video that came out from the 90s where they were grooming her.
Yes, I played that here.
Now, yeah, you did play that, family.
I
Matter of
played
fact,
that.
that's where I first seen it, was on here. And
Mhm.
you're talking about decades worth of grooming this person, and she never won anything. Millions of dollars down the drain, and
Man.
all this turning, the state of Georgia blue was a farce. It was a lie, and Kemp is winning, and it's showing everybody right now what the truth is, and the receipts are coming back. Because, to be honest with you, a lot of us believe that election in 2020 was a finesse, a big.
Right.
So
right.
if the Democrats, this is to your point, family, and this is midterm
Mhm.
madness, everybody.
Mhm.
If the Democrats did so well and Joe Biden did so well in the year 2020, how come everybody who was a pivotal, vital part back then hasn't done anything now? Raphael Warnock was supposed to be a part of the new blue wave for the Democrats. He's losing.
Right.
Stacey Abrams, Mammy Luther King Kong, she was supposed to be some big
Mhm.
shining star for the Democrats, and she's losing. So how come in 2020 it was supposed to be the dawn of a new day, but now we're finding out that blue wave was just a small tide?
Right. Real talk. And with that being said, what you just said, brother, the video that you were just talking about, Here it is.
Jobs, justice, peace. This is a theme that we've been hearing today over and over again. This is a theme that came out in 1963 when A. Philip Randolph, a trade unionist, came forth to call for a march on Washington, asking for an end to Jim Crow laws, equal access to public education, and civil rights legislation that would change the face of a nation. Today we come before you, walking on the road to jobs, the road to peace, the road to justice, paved with the blood, the sweat, the tears of labor movement people from around the nation. And today, I come to you as a young person, as a young woman, as a young black woman, to ask you to use us, use the young people of the United States of America to pave a road that will last forever, pave a road that will let us become the foot soldiers, let us not have to do this again for our children. We ask you to let us come forth with you, not behind you, not in front of you, but together on that road to jobs, justice, and peace.
I'll be damned.
And the grooming process of a Stacey Abrams, it is so evident. And this is very, you know why they're putting so many eggs in Stacey Abrams' basket? Stacey Abrams is the epitome of about a 30-year agenda.
Right.
And she represents this Democratic underground agenda. I've been talking about this agenda forever. And so it's like, here is coming. And I'm like, okay, this is why y'all putting so many eggs in Stacey Abrams' basket. And here's just real quick. Here's another. Check this out.
Correctly. But while abortion is an issue, it nowhere reaches the level of interest of voters in terms of the cost of gas, food, bread, milk, things like that. What can a governor, what could you do as governor to alleviate the concerns of Georgia voters about those livability, daily, hourly issues that they're confronted with?
But let's be clear. Having children is why you're worried about your price for gas. It's why you're concerned about how much food costs. For women, this is not a reductive issue. You can't divorce being forced to carry an unwanted pregnancy from the economic realities of having a child. And so it's important for us to have both and conversations. We don't have the luxury of reducing it or separating them out, but we also have to talk about what a governor can do.
Talk about grooming. I mean, so just we went from history to present. And he's trying to talk about real issues, and she is staying stuck on the party issue. Did you just hear what the video I played before with Eric Adams, Lieutenant Governor?
I seen that, family. Yeah, I did. I was sitting here watching that.
Okay, so again, what does Stacey Abrams have to do now? She has to tote the party line, and she can't even answer a question outside of their agenda.
You know what gets me, family, is they, like you said, brother, they put the battery in her back in the 1990s, probably the 1980s, and they pushed that through decades, through multiple administrations, multiple Democrat and Republican presidents, and she's still serving that same party line over and over and over. You know what she reminds me of is that little girl that was singing the Negro spirituals at Joe Biden's inauguration. And the little boy who was singing the Negro spirituals. Remember that little Negro spiritual singing dude? He was just crying, we done had it so bad in the past and the future is mine and all that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They still trying to put those batteries in people's backs. And we had that discussion the other day, me and you and I think it was Brother Key Gravity, how the Democratic Party now, they understand that the civil rights era is on their way out. So those counterfeit puppet Negroes, they can't rely on them. This era that we're living in, we certified, so they can't pull that shit on us. So now they're trying to go to the kids. And I'm not surprised somebody right there who's talking about basically abort your child if you know you can't pay the bills. Those type of that type of illogical, illegitimate thinking is something that's indicative of the Democratic Party. It's also going to be indicative for the reason why that Democratic Party folds, and we're watching it right in front of our eyes.
Big facts. Big facts. And, you know, woo, I mean, the funny thing about it, when I see her, it's like, okay, still not necessarily sold that she's foundational Black American. I hear that she is. So I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. Here's one thing that is certain, though. She is not Black first. She is Democrat first. You know what I mean, brother?
Hey, like we always say, family, and everybody who knows about the Black Alpha Network heard me say this the same way. OJ Simpson said he ain't Black, he's OJ. It's the same way they say they not Black, they Democrat. You said it best the other day, family. This is their religion. This is the hill that they will go down on. They go down to the Census Bureau and they do not, check Black anything. They check Democrat. That blue check is what they see. They think they blue like motherfucking Avatar. I mean, they live the Democratic Party. We just seen the other day, Roland beep, 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 Martin beep, beep, beeping all over the place, trying to tell us what we think. Did you see the way she was, or excuse me, he was, no, I had it right. She was talking about that lady who had basically was talking about the hate crime bill that the other community got, and you saw the way he was just dogging her. You can't read, and you can't this, and you can't this. They never talk like that to anybody other than people who do not want to serve their plantation. So the fact that Stacey Abrams, Raphael Warnock, Roland Martin, Vanessa Jones, Broken Buck, Kari Sellers, Angela Fry, all of these type of characters, they only pull this on fellow Black folks who do not want to participate on the Democratic plantation, because to them, not voting Democrat is equivalent to not picking cotton.
And you know what? I believe you have definitely hit the nail on the head with that, brother. Matter of fact. So real quick, because you did bring something up, and I'm going to get to that real quick. But first, I want to play this.
Do you believe that Black people should receive reparations?
I believe African Americans and Native Americans are entitled to reparations. We are the two communities who were legally disenfranchised from the inception of this country, and we are the two communities who had legal structures that were put in place for such a long period of time that our ability to achieve and access opportunity at a level that was commensurate with the rest of America was just not available.
Man, please. And the first thing she does is go to, hey, Black and Native American. Now we know where that came from, because Joe Biden had mentioned that when he talked to Ed Gordon.
Yeah, I remember that, family. I remember that. And they act as if the so-called Native American Indian doesn't already have reparations. They talk around that completely, right? Like there's literally resorts you can go to, and reservations and hotels and casinos based on money that group has received. So why are they acting like those groups, should get it with us when those groups have had it without us?
Now, brother, you realize in my thumbnail, if you look at that Biden post, that is the sister Tall Bear right there. Oh. And see, so that's why I wanted to put that in this thumbnail. Perfect timing, brother.
Man, I see it, family.
So she says, Kim Tallbear says, Biden and other clueless white Dems need to stop bringing Native people into the reparations convo. We already have treaty and other rights. Reparations is not our avenue. They show their historical and legal ignorance while they try to deflect from Black people's demands.
Oh, home run statement.
And diagonally down from that statement are two individuals that help perpetuate them deflecting from Black people's demands.
That's what we call receipts right there. Big receipts. Spoilers. Spoiler alert.
For real. And so speaking of that, let me get that off the screen. Speaking of Democratic shields, you mentioned Roland Martin. Let's take a listen to what this man got to say.
Who needs to advance her knowledge, because she clearly has none. She writes, the Asian hate crime bill was specifically for them. Why not us? Shireen, you are a damn liar. I have read this on the air. And I'm going to say it again to all y'all people who keep posting this stuff. You are a lie. First of all, it was called the COVID-19 Hate Crime Act. It was not the anti-Asian bill. The bill was passed because there was an increase in attacks on Asians. It was in the intro to the bill. If you actually read the bill, Shireen, which I guarantee you didn't read the bill.
See, when he does stuff like this is when brother, don't this feel like one of them troll spaces?
Man, I'm pretty sure we done had a couple Roland Martin slide through our spaces, man, and try to disrupt what we doing. And then the other ones that we see put our names in the titles and the tags, the people who get in our comment section, because we had about 5 Roland Martins in our space the other day, didn't we? The
Yes,
same
indeed.
yes. Can I get this guy real quick, family?
Go ahead, brother.
Let me get this guy. Okay, first off, Roland Martin, translation for what everybody just heard. They basically heard is that Roland Martin is saying he's a slave who picks cotton and kisses Zaddy's ass all day, and he is very upset that not everybody has to be this way. Remember one thing, someone who is a slave will always have vitriol for someone who's free. He's upset that his life revolves around sticking his... Okay, hold on, brother. Let me censor it. Okay. He's upset that he likes to pick cotton for massa and we don't. He's upset that he has no backbone and we do. He's upset that he's probably about 350 pounds and ain't seen a woman in his life. This is the type of guy that he is. He's upset that he beeps all damn day long and we can finish complete sentences. This is what it is, Roland Martin. He's upset that he started off on CNN and now he has a live stream that the new black media beats those numbers on a Sunday. This is what this guy is. He is in a sunken Democratic place. And a sunken Democratic place is a horrible place to be. We all know that he capes for the Democratic Party more than anybody. If you was giving out rewards for caping for the Democratic Party, he would get the butter biscuit. He's a human butter biscuit. That's exactly what he's a big, fat ass walking human butter biscuit. That's what he'll... Oh, look at him. Even his shirt look like a butter biscuit. Look at him. Look, hey, look, he's bucking his eyes. He got them eyes bucking. All he need to do is take his ass to Kentucky Fried Chicken, Church's Chicken, Popeye's Chicken.
Bojangles.
Bojangles, yeah. He need to go to Bojangles, get him a number 2, 3, 4, and 5, and sit the hell down and let the real black work go to certifieds because he is counterfeit to the core. And the disrespect that he has for anybody. First off, if I'm correct, that was a sister that he was speaking to. He needs to show respect to sisters, first off. He doesn't need to talk to no black American woman like that. I understand he's a tether. He's a non-FBA, and maybe that's how they do it in their homeland. In our homeland, we don't do that. We show our sisters respect. He can sit here and say whatever he wants about us. I'm a man. I'm a grown man. But he needs to watch how he talks to women. I understand that he's never seen a woman in his life other than his blow-up doll. Okay? I understand that. He's probably got about 5 of them, and they're probably all white. But him and his Bojangle blow-up doll having ass needs to sit down, go pick some cotton for the Democrats, and we're going to stay over here and we're going to be certified. So he can beep that shit all the way to the bay.
Facts, man. And you know what's so funny about this dude? He blocks everybody online. It's like, okay, but then he tends to try to go back and forth with him and Yvette. And it's like, okay. When I seen that, I'm like, man, that's kind of interesting.
Right.
You know, because both of y'all tend to block everybody. You know what I mean? But you know, we always have to remember, like I said, people have these weird connections with folk. Some of these people have, you know, these old associations. And then, you know, coming out now, everybody's a reparationist. Isn't that something? We have the new emergence of 1,000 reparationists that just subsequently came out of nowhere, but yet consistently tell everybody how much work they have done. Ain't that something you seeing, brother?
Family, I've been seeing them all day long. And I have to say this real quick because Queen Alpha just nudged me and told me that that's not Roland Martin, that's Virgin Martin. Okay, so we got to get that right. That's Virgin Martin. And being with blow dolls don't count. Okay, so I just had to throw that out there real quick. That's Queen Alpha. She told me to give her credit because I'll be taking her shit all the time. So that's from straight from the Queen. But bouncing off of Virgin Martin and getting to some of these reparationists. That's become the hot tagline, family. That's become the hot tagline. A lot of people who are just, help 2-3 Twitter spaces in their lifetimes. They get 2 or 3 people in them. People who are out here saying they do the work. They think that, being a black activist is just showing up to marches and walking around. And they're throwing out that term reparationist. And that's the hot button, word that a lot of people are using. But in essence, a lot of these people really weren't ever pushing reparations, really don't understand reparations. They couldn't break it down to you on a scholarly level. They couldn't break it down to you on an elementary level. So those are the terms that we're going to have to watch for. And we're going to have to truly judge people based upon the actual, factual, practical work that they do in terms of being accurate with what they say, opposed to just using a sentence. Anybody can say reparations in a sentence, but how many people are out here actually putting it to work in a real tangible factor? And this is something that me and my brother Zilla do all the time. When we have our spaces, we like to talk about reparations, and not just in terms of cut the check. We want some tangibles. We want to break it down on how we can actually achieve it politically and socially. And that's going to be what separates, the certifieds from the counterfeits and the mature folks from the immature.
Facts. And okay, so let me get a couple of these ads in here, because I just, if it's funny how things have been going in Georgia. Let me see, where is that at? Bear with me 1 second. Wait, I think I have it here. Because I've been noticing her ads. It's like they keep trying to promote her talking to different random people. Let's see. Here is I don't even understand what this was supposed to represent.
Stay true to what you believe in, even if someone thinks different. Don't let other people push you down. Just be yourself.
I want to be someone who makes you proud.
You are recognized. Yeah.
I'm gonna play that one more time, brother. Let me get one more time.
What advice do you have for me now?
Just be yourself and stay true to what you believe in, even if someone thinks different. Don't let other people push you down. Just be yourself.
I want to be someone who makes you proud.
You are recognized. Yeah.
What the hell is that?
Man, I have no idea what crowd, what audience, what the point of that was. She just out here throwing darts at the wall.
Man, I saw this. I'm like, oh, okay, huh? It's like, hey, you going into the store? Yeah, I'm going to the store. All right, vote for Stacey Abrams. I mean, what's going on here?
Oh man, that was a head scratcher, man. Hey, she's using all her allowance money on that one. Her Zaddy allowance, goddamn.
Oh man, I'm just like, I'm so confused with what's going on here. Now, here is we have to deal with this issue in our community with our folks, and this woman claims to be my age range, from my age group, but she talking like an old Negro, and this is something that has to stop. So, family, if you're in your 40s and sounding like this woman that I'm about to play, you need to reevaluate your political maturity and do it quickly, please, because check this out.
I'm going to definitely vote for a Warnock. Abortion is very important to me in this upcoming election. I feel that women need to have a choice in what goes on with their body. Me being a female myself, I know that that's something that is a great impact on a female. I know that Georgia is mostly a red state, and I just feel like you shouldn't worry about Democrat, Republican. You just need to listen to the views of the people that are running and decide who's the best representative for Georgia.
Yeah, but if you're for pro-choice, then you automatically are voting for the Democrats. You see that little trick?
Yeah, buddy.
But brother, okay, so this sister is like my age, but she's not sounding like she's my age. She's sounding like she's reading off of a sorority or a group or club written script, doesn't it? And it sounds a little old.
Man, I seen that coon teleprompter, man. She had that coon
Man.
teleprompter. Her eyes were falling. Let me say this as well. She had on the Atlanta Falcons shirt, and that fitted hat you see me wearing the other day, brother.
Yeah, yeah. Yes,
That lady
sir.
makes me want to take it off, man. She made me want to take the fitted you see me wearing, man, and throw it away,
Yeah.
but yeah, man. You talk about reading the script, family. Reading the script, like you said, and it's the same old one because what they do is they do what I call recycled racism, and the Democrats keep going into that proverbial bag over and over again, and just running the same script. And that's the sad part about it is that they've ran that game for so long, and they've got ladies like her off the street. And much respect to that sister. She's just somebody who's towing the Democratic line. Probably knows better, but won't ever do better because that plantation's got a hold of them. For them being the Democrats a hell of a drug. You know what I'm saying? And they high as hell right now. But the thing is, nobody else is riding with it, so they're high over there in the corner by themselves because that type of rhetoric and that type of logic just basically don't care, don't do this. Like you said, blindly getting them to support these issues that the Democratic Party puts forth. People now are opening their eyes and they're being just and practical about voting. So those just blind voters, they don't really have a place in the political atmosphere. So those type of games that they're playing, which back in the day would work, they would work a lot of times from, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, and 90s, and somewhere the brakes done, and it stopped now. So ladies like her, and then Stacey Abrams, Raphael Warnock, so on and so forth. Those type of trick bags are being highlighted. That's why I love these conversations. That we can sit here and just dissect this. Do you remember 10, 12, 20 years ago where there would even be these public discourses where people would be like, oh, that's a lie. Oh, that's a lie. Nice try.
Right. No.
That's the beauty of not just the new black media, but just this certified era that we see it happening and we can pinpoint and frame those like trick bags that they try to slide in and we prevent it from occurring.
Facts. And so like you said, they pulled some woman off the street and that may hit, that may like again with that last ad that I just played, that shows you that they're what they were used to as a playbook, they've had to set aside, and they are throwing everything out there to see what sticks. But there's been one faithful that you can always count on. You can always count on Hollywood.
Hey, Georgia, it's time to vote for Stacey Abrams. Hey, it's time. It's time. Looking forward to Georgia coming out and doing what it does. Thank you so much for voting for freedom, voting for democracy, voting for voting rights, voting for women's right to choose, voting for America, voting for the world. Go Georgia. Stacey.
Oh, but brother, but that they didn't stop there. Oh no! They didn't stop there. They said, "Oh no, we got to make sure that we have race relations." So in California, you have Karen Bass, who, she's running for mayor. So here's another Congressional Black Caucus do nothing talker, who is also trying to get herself in office, and so she broke out a Hollywood actor as well from LA at this present moment with what great timing. But check this out, brother.
My name is Gavin Zerl, and I want to endorse Karen Bass for mayor. You guys better get out and vote. ¿Sabes qué? Toda la gente latina quiere votar por Karen Bass.
A big scandal with the LA City Council. She thought that this would be the best way to garner votes in LA. What you think about that, brother?
Man, she done went got Jorge Gonzalez off the street, man. Goddamn. She done got Julio Sanchez, man, mariachi. Man, listen, I'm not surprised, brother, by this type of tactic It is the same exact thing. I mean, with everything going on, basically that's just her way and their way of saying that they're absolutely content with the way those things are going.
Facts.
They have no means on actually providing anything uh, tangible or substantial of any type of significance. The same actor thing over and over and over. You're out here getting actors out here. You got them getting actors on the East Coast, the West Coast, in between. But I don't hear
Man,
anything about policy, real
never.
policy. They need to get that right. They need to get that right. They need to focus on that and change the ways that they are. And I truly, genuinely believe this is the hill that the Democrats will go down on before they do it. Karen Bass is basically the Latino people of color, black and brown, no elition candidate. That's what she is. I've never, ever seen her at one time say anything for black people. Actually, she's one of those folks where she is so into the black and brown, no elition that she will actually go out there and just openly do it. She doesn't even try to cater to black folks.
Right.
Stacey Abrams, I'm not surprised that, she went and got somebody who's living single because we all know Stacey Abrams been living single for a long time. So, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not surprised by that
Right.
at all, family. It's the same old game, and it is insulting and it is pathetic, but this is where the Democratic Party is. And if that's what they're going to continue to go, and if that's what they're going to continue to push forth, then they're going to have to deal with the consequences and repercussions of that. And that is going to be the loser votes. And I will say this, the issue that Stacey Abrams is going to face is going to be a little different than Karen Bass, because Stacey Abrams is trying to push this all lives matter, black and brown, no elition, leeches of color type of tactic in the South, where that's going to be rejected. Karen Bass, she understands that out there, she's just going to have to stay completely people of color, where that may work more so in the West than it will out here in the East. But eventually, the whole party is going to crumble under that type of logic because their main voter block doesn't go for that type of nonsense.
And with that being said, I'm glad you said that, because there's this little clip that I just seen on Twitter. I want to play real quick. And it's from the Breakfast Club with a sister that was talking about the dynamics in that area in LA. And also I seen, who was that? Lance Fix 63. Karen Bass's husband is a Latino. I saw that picture. Shout out Dr. Randy Short. So matter of fact, yes. So her child is also half Mexican. So I don't even know if Mexicans, because he looked like some like super South American dude. So I don't know what's going on there. But with that being said, this sister was on here talking about the dynamics of LA politics. So check this out.
Got photos of hundreds of tattoos that these deputy gang members have. They're all numbered. They have different designs. And as their police career goes on and they hurt or kill more civilians, you can see in the photos how the tattoo changes. Maybe a bullet is added to the chamber of a gun that the skeleton of the executioner is holding. Also, there's a lot of litigation, right? That's how I found out all this stuff. Los Angeles County actually tracks every case that is brought to the county that mentions deputy gangs. So, for example, Andres Guardado, his family brought a claim saying, yo, your deputy gangs, killed our son. And the county actually tracks that. They have a spreadsheet of all these cases. It's like 60. So they know that this is happening, but no meaningful action or policy change has been made.
So they know that this is happening, but then Karen Bass would think that it would be the best thing to do to go get Danny Trejo after a whole issue with these council members who they're pulling up out there at their house, trying to get them to resign. And Karen Bass is still promoting a black and brown coalition when you got police gangs. And it's this. So, brother, this is the Breakfast Club. What woman running in a city that you got to still get black votes at some capacity, what would she be thinking to start trying to push a black and brown coalition right now, unless she's stuck to the party line? You feel what I'm saying?
Absolutely 100% fact, my brother. That is exactly what it is. And the very fact, and you put that together well, brother, the very fact that it could be so evidently clear of what's going on and what the problems are and what the issues are and how deep-seated and rooted the issues are, and they still stick to that line, lets you know that line is coming directly from the top. That is coming down from the top of the Democratic Party. This is their futuristic plans. This is their current plans. They do not do this or practice this stuff by accident, by happenstance, or by coincidence. This is something that they are very, very evident on, something that they will definitely hold to. And Karen Bass is just a reflection of the Democratic Party's nationwide policy to push black and brown over everything. And that's why brothers like you, me, and other brothers as well, everybody in the chat, we see through it and we call it out because we understand that this isn't just some isolated incident. This is something that is actually placated throughout the whole country. And if you remember, me, you, and I want to say it was our brother Dewan B, were having a conversation about Ava Brown from Compton. Something that I remember hearing about Sister Ava Brown, where she was being followed and trailed and basically targeted by some of those same groups out there. Yes, right out there. Some of those little street police gangs, all those kind of intertwining measures. A lot of them were targeting our sister. And by the way, our sister was the mayor of Compton, California. So this isn't just some regular person. These type of gangs in Cali were targeting our sister, who was the mayor. And nothing happened. She actually went to the police and tried to make some type of claims about it. And then you come to find out that the police were just as in on it as anybody else.
Right. And see, that's when you have police and law enforcement, and then you have reports from the FBI, and then you're still not making moves to alleviate that. That woman just gave you a breakdown of how their tattoos even change after bringing harm to one of us. So that says, like, that is basically state sanctioned dub S supremacy. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, family. And is absolutely reminiscent of the supremacist groups that practice those same type of out in the open, overt supremacy, walk down the street, tattoos, gang signs, hand signs, gestures. It's the same thing being done by not just the W supremacist groups, but also the extensions of these supremacist groups, which are the Black and Brown Coalition members. So I always tell people is that anytime you deal with somebody from those groups, view them as minions of supremacy and view them as extensions of supremacy. So therefore, you have to handle them the same way you do supremacy, because they bring those people in to do things just like this.
Big facts. So real quick, let me show you this this other one, because we always talking about, you know, how they bring and use celebrities, but they also use another tactic: shaming. And so when you need some help with your shaming, you might call up on a friend or call up on an actor or a personality to come and assist you with shaming. This case, it's black men, because, you know, as being a black man, I just absolutely have to just vote for the first black woman, because not my interest, but she a black woman. So I'm going to vote for her because she's black. That's what we're pushing here. And all of a sudden, we start getting into this mind state where we only doing something because they black. That's ridiculous. But nonetheless, shout out to this coon.
Hey, this is Steve Harvey, and I'm standing here with the next governor of the state of Georgia, Miss Stacey Abrams. And black men, I'm talking to you because I happen to be one of you, always have been. We got to show up and show out. Let's exhibit the power that we know we have, we possess, and we should be owed. Vote, vote, vote. Let's show up for Stacey.
So this brother is saying that there is power in voting, but he's not saying there's power in voting for something. He's just saying that there is power. That's our power. So he's basically telling you our power is to vote for nothing. Because if we're not getting anything for that vote, then we're not getting any power, right? I mean, but here's these people love doing this to us, brother, and it's so funny to me. Let me see where this other video is. But you know, what do you have to say about good old Steve Harvey there, brother?
I know Steve Harvey was a buster when his hairline was fake. You know what I'm saying? That man ran around for years like he had a perfect hairline, man, and that shit was fake as hell. Steve Harvey's fake as Lee press on nails, brother. What he needs to do, he needs to sit his ass down as well. And as Judah Queen said, he needs to go on back on Family Feud. Okay, that's what he needs to do, straight up. But I noticed he said what we're owed. You notice he threw that in there, what we're owed, and basically he's saying you're owed voting, you're not owed tangibles, because these people have proven that they are voting over tangibles. They are hot sauce over tangibles. They're fish fry over tangibles. They're collard greens over tangibles. They're everything over tangibles and reparations. And the fact that they would ever use any type of literature or any type of statement referencing what you're owed, but they'll leave out absently reparations or tangibles, it shows you once again the sunken place that they're in. And they're in a democratic sunken place, which is the worst of the worst of the worst. These people are cotton pickers who never wanted to leave the plantation. And all the Democratic Party does is it provides plantation protection for folks who do not want to be free. So going all the way back to slavery, all the way to 2 minutes ago, if you are a black person and you prefer being a slave, you prefer picking cotton, and you prefer next to be zaddy on the plantation, then the Democratic Party provides you that opportunity.
Big facts. And that they do. Let me see where this other video is. I'm looking for... I thought I had it in here. Maybe I don't. So, yeah, there we go. There's this other part that I wanted you to hear. So there's two other things I wanted you to chime in on real quick. So the first, yeah, we'll do it like this. So this is the first clip that I want to play, and then we'll play the second one, and then we'll hit this third, and then I'll let you go.
We do in the Poor People's Campaign, though, is we also want to show that if you're going to talk about reparations, you got to talk about it for our First Nation brothers and sisters. You cannot leave them out. You cannot leave those people out who were the victims of genocide as well, even before slavery.
Okay, they act like it's a conversation. Okay, let's go.
But I can't believe that whatever it is, the African-American community would not support what I'm talking about. In addition to,
I don't think we have to. Let me ask you this then. Let me ask you this so we can move on, because we've got to get some phone calls in as well. But let me ask you this then. If in fact a calculation comes to you that you are satisfied with, would you then say, I'm for reparations?
The answer is it would depend on what it was, and will it include Native Americans as well?
All right, let me.
All right, and then the last one, brother.
You heard the word reparations there. The NAACP defines it as financial recompensation for African Americans whose ancestors were slaves. Tuberville seemed to be saying that blacks are, quote, the people that do the crime. Now, the Democratic Party does not support reparations, though President Biden has supported studying the issue.
Brother, I'm going to let you chime in on that. Go ahead, brother. You got it.
Yes, sir. Let's regulate them one by one. The pastor guy, I already know what he was doing. He was trying to include everybody in our reparations claim, passing it along, passing it around so he can dilute reparations from foundational Black Americans, freedmen. That's a typical play they're doing. We had a discussion on one of our spaces recently, you and I, about be careful of these reparation designated drivers. The people who want us to hand the keys over to them for our reparations claim, therefore they can take us wherever they want. And typically you would end up with some type of all lives matter reparations, and Nigerians and people from Barbados and Jamaicans, Puerto Ricans, and Cocker Spaniels and Poodles and Pit Bulls would all get reparations instead of us. So we understand that play when they start trying to include everybody. It's clear, it's point blank, it's evident who deserves reparations and who reparations belongs to. It is foundational Black Americans, descendants of American slaves, not Jim Crow. There's no descendants of Jim Crow. There's no descendants of racism, any of that. There's only descendants of U.S. chattel slavery, and anybody else is on the back line. So that's for the pastor, and we reject his claims and his means of trying to insert and impute everybody into what rightfully belongs to us. To Mr. Joe, you ain't black, Biden, he said that and they still voted for him. Boy, that's cold.
Man,
That's cold, boy.
for real.
That's salty as hell. And this shows you again the type of slave mentality that is existing within all Democratic voters. But Joe Biden, on the other hand, the type of means that he tries to do is he's trying to play that same game in which the lady referred to and alluded to earlier in terms of the Indians trying to be included. And at the end of the day, we all know that Indians have received reparations money. And the guy asked him, would you do it? And Joe Biden says it depends on what it is. Now, it didn't depend on what it was when you're talking about the Ukrainians. It didn't depend on what it was when you're talking about the Afghan refugees. It didn't depend on what it was for the $400,000 apiece to the people separated at the border by Trump and the Airbnbs that they're living in. And these folks is getting interpreters. And these folks is getting massage therapists. And these people are getting walked around. They're getting allowances. They're getting stipends. They're getting stimulus checks. They're getting allowances. Joe Biden at this point is reaching into his pocket and handing them personal money. So it didn't depend on what it is when it came to every single other group. It only depends what it is when it comes to us. So translation is that they do not want to give us reparations, while at the same time, the United States of America government could wipe their ass with this money, because you see this same money being spent everywhere else. Not only are they spending this money everywhere else, they're flying in these people from different countries. Remember, he flew all the way over to Afghanistan, flew all the way over there, picked up some folks, brought them back here. He left the United States soldiers over there, and he picked up refugees and brought them here. And then he gave them a beautiful life right here in America, while we represent 60 to 75% of the homeless population. And in places like LA and Skid Row, we represent 90% of the homeless population, while they elevate the Black and Brown coalition and try to bury us under immigration. So in terms of these tactics that they try to come up with, in terms of these type of means they try to do to dilute us, these are just AKA translation ways of them saying, we don't want to give foundational Black Americans reparations. We would prefer to give it to our minions, which in essence is truly the Black and Brown coalition, the people of color, refugees, and everybody else, because those folks are very complicit to white supremacy, and foundational Black Americans are riders who fight white supremacy. So when you add all of that up and you look at it from the political and the social spectrum, it just goes and gives you more indication of why we're on code, we're codified, and no matter how they run, no matter where they run, they're going to have to see us eye to eye. And once they see us eye to eye, there's only three things left, and that is to cut the check.
Facts. And on, as y'all see on the screen, I want y'all to focus on that very last line. We have not learned to practice the selfishness of survival. And I hope that sinks in on some of these folks out here, because we have not did it. And everybody wants us, well, okay, if it's Black, it's brown, and it's Black and it's native. You're trying to enter in everyone in the conversation as if you're going to say, we are not good enough for our claim. That in itself is over explicitly racist. Because you're saying, well, you know, just to give you what you're due is going to offend a certain voter base. And then, you know, oh, yeah. But see, let's consider the voter base to which they always refer to. They're talking about these people, and then also these people's Democratic relatives. Because again, white supremacy is just right and left. Same bird, two different wings, doing the same job. So what you see here, there's another group of quiet people who are working right next to you who carry the same agenda. That's called being on code. And no, they're not necessarily politically aligned, but understand, for their survival and nationality and race, oh yeah, they very much on code. But no, they don't get along. That's a big myth. A huge myth that a lot of us seem to have as Black folks is we believe that we are the worst at getting along. Actually, that is furthest from the truth. No, actually, we still one up on most other groups. If you all have ever had a chance to experience different cultures, no. We get along far well better than a lot of these other groups, because these other groups do not. There's some family. Okay, we used to work with a couple of different Asian nationalities. What we always saw from them was the fact that they never ever really rocked with each other. They benefited from Asian affairs. You understand what I'm saying? But they never really rocked with each other. And that was what was really noticeable. They would talk crap about each other like they talking about each other as people like dogs. So all of this, like the worst that we're doing is clowning on somebody. Man, please. These people look how to financially undercut one another if they're in the same in the same group. Now they won't go outside of their group to do that. That's one thing that black folks have extremely horrible. Can you agree with that, brother?
I agree wholeheartedly, family. The only thing that these groups genuinely, truly, consistently agree with each other upon is anti-black racism. Outside of anti-black racism, they're going 1,000 different directions, 1,000 different ways. Particularly when you deal with the dominant society, and anybody who doesn't believe it can just look at the statistics on how they treat each other. They are number one in all intra-community crimes, and they never make a peep about it. Go look at how their women are treated on campuses in the United States military, in Hollywood, all across the board. And that same thing goes for the groups in South America and the folks out there in the Pacific. It's the same exact thing. These groups do not get along with each other. Only difference is that when we show up in the room, they'll combine their efforts. That is it.
Indeed.
You feel me? And then in terms of the Democratic and Republican Party, like you said, brother, all they are is race brothers. They're race brothers. And for every loud one, you got a quiet one. For every northerner, you got a southerner. For everyone on the east, you got one on the west. And in the system of supremacy, they all have a job to do. The only way that supremacy can operate and function for hundreds of years is based upon everybody doing their job. You got some people who have to play fake friend. You got someone who has to be the overt enemy. You got to have good cop. You got to have bad cop. It is a well-oiled and functioning machine, and it's based upon deception. Once we're outside the room, then you start to see middle-aged Europe. And then it turns into battling, feuding, fighting, swords, a whole lot of violence. And it's been proven that once black folks are not in their arenas, these folks go at each other's throats and they go at each other's necks. That is clearly seen as usual. So in essence, at the end of the day, like you said, brother, nobody gets along better than we do. Nobody has a stronger culture than we have. When you talk about policing the community and holding each other down, that belongs to us. As a matter of fact, there's things that we know for sure that would not go on in our community. You will not see some of these raggedy, ratchet ass behaviors go on in our community without getting called out. These other communities, this stuff goes on consistently all the time, because at the end of the day, all they do is project their ignorance, their violence, their spite, and their hatred upon us. But once we throw it right back at them for what it truly is, then everybody gets upset and then everybody gets sick. But at the end of the day, foundational black Americans are on top of the hill, and everybody else is at the bottom.
Facts. So one last thing before I let you get up out of here, I want to play because you got another race going down there, Raphael Warnock and Herschel Walker. Now, understand they tried to catch and do the most to Herschel Walker about his relationships or whatnot. And again, I'm not saying Herschel Walker's a good person at all. He Mr. CTE himself, and we already know he's tap dancing Sambo. But he is also face up against. See, this is almost like what. Damn, brother, you just said it. These Herschel Walker and Raphael Warnock are literally race brothers. There's Coon on the left, Coon on the right. Like, so you basically have two tap dancers on left and right here. So with that being said, there's a situation that has come to the public knowledge about Raphael Warnock evicting people. And so he has repetitively said that wasn't true. Now, these are people, now they tried to downplay that, but they made a big deal about Herschel Walker's taking paying for this chick to go delete her baby. Well, whoever is advising Herschel Walker obviously doesn't like the Democrats too tough and knows exactly how to go ahead and kind of snub your nose at the Democrats. Family, check this move here.
Yes, if you can get the question.
Any of the people behind you, have they received eviction notices? And if so, could they speak to us?
No, we want you to go in and see the people behind us. That's the reason you're here. I hope you're going to go in and see the people behind us. That's the reason I brought you down here. You're here in Atlanta, and you have not come down to see this. So I brought you down here, so now you can go in and see the people right here. I hope you're going to go in. Are you going to do that or no? No, are you going to do that or no?
Yes, but
oh, you want to go in. So that's the reason I brought you here. I brought you here to go down right here, walk over right here, walk over and visit the people, and we want to make sure you visit the people here. I answer the question. I just answered the question. Okay, next question. Next question. Next question.
Answer the question. Answer the question.
You're going to go in and visit the people as well. You're going in and visit the people. Got that question? Yes. Next question. Next.
Now, I said one, but actually, let me properly let me give it fair justice, because people be like, "Hey, well, you that was one-sided." So, oh, wait a minute. Let me where's this other joke at? I just seen it. Where you at? Oh, there we go. Let me get this dude in here. Got to make it fair. But one thing, notice how they're going at Herschel Walker to well, why don't you answer us? Right? Now, brother, we've seen Raphael Warnock questioned by brother Marcel, and no one's saying, answer his question. Matter of fact, I would have to wonder if it's not the same people, because the voice sounds the same, but you got this person, you're an a-hole. Literally sounds like the same person, but do you remember that?
Family, I'm sitting here watching that like, wow. I'll be damn. Boy, they sending them. It's like they got them on call, on payroll by first, last, middle name, and they just hitting them up and sending them out.
Did that not sound like the same woman when Marcel got on the megaphone that was trying to come up there, hold a sign in front of Marcel? Didn't that sound like her same voice?
The traveling agent, or the traveling shield.
Come on now. Come on. We ain't going crazy over here, family. Now check this out.
I've been talking to a lot of voters who say the economy is a top issue for them. Democrats have been in control of the White House, of Congress for the past 2 years. Inflation has soared. Why should Georgia voters give you another chance?
We are still in the throes of a pandemic that dragged on for more than 2 years.
See, now nobody's pressuring him, but see, it doesn't stop there, brother. There's one more thing I got to show you, and then I'm gonna have you chime in on this. So, because I'm just like, I just wanted to do some investigating and seeing how the media was being used as a tool. And so we see we're hearing familiar voices from place to place. Let's see if the same energy is happening on the mainstream media warfare machine.
Democrats in order to get anything done.
That's right.
So let me ask you, can you name one thing that President Biden has done that you support?
One thing that he's done that I support.
He's a Republican running for the Republicans. Why are you? Have you ever heard that question asked before, family? I don't think so.
He eat a lot of ice cream.
Is there anything policy-wise?
Policy-wise that he's done that I support. You want to run down his policy? Because he's been doing a lot of things since he's been there. Executive orders, just like signing that student bill that I think was terrible.
Common ground you think you could find with Democrats?
But I know that's what's so funny. I'm willing to work across the aisle with any of them. I work with anyone for the people of Georgia, that anyone that's want to help. But can you name a bill that's going to help? And now I'm not putting you on the spot, but give me something that within the Inflation Reduction that's going to help without taking money from their pocket and stuff that they're paying for.
Let me go back to the original question,
okay.
though.
Okay, now, family, I just want to interject real quick. He's only asking a question pertaining to the people to whom he is running to represent. That's how a politician is supposed to be conducting himself. So we give him that.
What's the one? Is there one thing? Is there
that's what I'm saying. I may have to think
that President Biden has done?
I may have to think about it. That's what I'm saying. And I'm sorry to tell you this. I may have to think about it because it seems like since he got into office, everything is going down the drain.
Take a minute and think about it.
Oh,
is
geez.
there one thing?
Okay, let me think about it. One thing that he's put in that I will agree with.
That you would agree with.
This is going to be a while.
Go ahead, brother.
I've never seen a Democrat press a Republican to ask them, do they agree on anything? Isn't that the whole system that we're in? The whole thing about a duopoly political party. These folks act like they're enemies and don't get along any day of the week. Here's one thing. Here's one thing. She should have asked him how you feel about black folks, and then I guarantee they would have agreed on that one. But that's another story for another day. Matter of fact, the only thing that I would say they do agree on is neither one of them like foundational Black Americans and believe that we deserve reparations. But that's another topic. That's what you're talking about, family, where you could propose that same question to Raphael Warnock and ask him, does he agree with anything that the Republicans say? And it would be the same flip. So the fact that they're putting the onus on him to say, do you agree with Joe Biden? And then she was phrasing it as if he doesn't agree, then he's a bad guy. You know,
yeah.
And he's wrong. That same question, that same logic applies to 99% of all politicians, all of them, everyone out there. You could say the same thing and they each one would say that. As a matter of fact, you could easily ask the Democrats, how much do you agree with Donald Trump? And they would say the same exact thing. So what we're seeing is that Democratic machine is just as sleazy as they told us the Republicans have always been. It's just as raggedy, just as underhand, just as slick, just as dirty, just as filthy as the Republicans, because we've always been sold on this notion that the Republicans are the sleazebags and the Democrats are the good ones. The Republicans are the racist ones and the Democrats are the saviors. It's always been this game that Democrats, Roland Martin, all of them, you name them, they're the ones who always try to sell us that these are the good W's and these are the bad W's. And these are the cheaters, and these are the ones who play fair. But what you really come to see is what we've all known for a long time, is that when it comes to being dirty, being low budget, being a bottom feeder, there is no difference between the Democrats and the Republicans. As a matter of fact, you could say the Democrats are worse because their whole operation is based on deception. And Malcolm X was telling that in the 1960s.
Facts. Nicole Johnson, hey, I see you in Florida in the chat. Erky Yoga. Shout out to y'all. I see y'all in the chat. Just wanted to call y'all out. And yeah, brother, see, man, y'all getting the bird's eye view because y'all get like this is on the national stage, but this is like y'all live there. This is your everyday. So I'm sure the news is just got to be crazy saturated. I bet the ads, because I'm tired of the ads here. But like everything down there has got to be about Stacey Abrams, Raphael Warnock, and they're this and they're that. And then you have, because one thing when you have locally, you get the PACs. So you'll have the people for this person and people for this person. Then you'll have the individual groups that are also putting commercials out. What do those look like, brother?
Oh, man, it's like World War III, family. World War III. Oh, man, it's dirty. You know them ads would be like, he lied in the third grade.
Right.
He cheated on both of his wives on a Saturday afternoon at 5. Man, they're so damn dirty. Brother, they so damn filthy. I just got a bunch of ads in there. Actually, it's funny because I DVR a lot of stuff on television. So I'll go back and I'll just watch the ads, man. It's must-see TV. It's must-see TV. It's like the supremacist battle-a-thon, man. It's like they're going at it, man, with 2 swords, man, and just fighting it out. I just got in the mail today some Stacey Abrams propaganda, and it went from the mailbox straight to the dumpster, family. So I walked it straight there and dropped it off. But the ads are crazy. Actually, Raphael Warnock, he puts out some ads, just his last election and this one right here, just 2 years ago, and then now. He's dirty. He's filthy. I mean, some of the stuff he's saying about Herschel Walker, I mean, he's pulling out the ground. He's pulling out on Herschel Walker. I mean, and you see that
Wow.
Democratic campaign where they are completely going there. And I'm talking about going there in terms of they're frightened right now. They're
Yeah.
afraid, they're shook, and you're starting to see them really get absolutely desperate, and they'll say anything. But for the record, here's the thing. The stuff that I'm hearing Raphael Warnock say about Herschel Walker are
Mhm.
things that everyone kind of already knows.
Right.
And we're looking at it like, okay, what else is new? But this
Right.
guy is still beating you, or he's still
Yeah.
outperforming you. But when
Yeah.
you see the things that Herschel Walker's saying about Raphael Warnock, there are a lot of secrets that Raphael Warnock does not want to be known. He damn sure doesn't want him on commercials. And a lot of the veil is being pulled out from over Raphael Warnock in terms of him sleeping with members of his congregation, him evicting people, and him allowing allowances, getting money, stipends, and all types of things. So the things he says about Herschel Walker, everybody knows, but we're saying, okay, what else? The things that Herschel Walker's saying about Raphael Warnock are dark, dark secrets that nobody wants to talk about.
Ran over his wife.
Ran over his wife, man. Out here, he banging the whole congregation, probably the men and women. So the dirt is being thrown, but the problem is, and I believe this being down here in the deep South, and Raphael Warnock's from Savannah. Yeah, he's from Savannah, and it's funny because he can't even answer simple questions about Savannah. As a matter of fact, when Greg Marcel Dixon was trying to speak to him, and he was talking to that lady, that Karen, Karen lady, she had mentioned about Oglethorpe, and she had mentioned Candler Hospital, and Warnock was like, and he like didn't know what she was saying, so it makes me wonder, how rooted is this guy down here?
His church is his church in Atlanta?
Yeah, his church is in Atlanta. It's up north, so northern Georgia. So a lot of things that he says, he'll come down to Savannah, he'll act like he's Savannah's own. He'll do the cycle, he'll walk around, he'll shake hands, he'll do all these type of things. But the folks in Savannah don't really rock with him. The folks in Savannah don't really deal with him. A lot of people never really liked him when he first came on the scene. He was a play from that Democratic battery, that Democratic, campaign. But he's really genuinely being exposed right now. And a lot of Democrats are looking at him funny style. And the general consensus here has been a shift. And it's happened within the last 3 to 4 months, but in particular, the last 3 to 4 weeks, where you're starting to see Raphael Warnock shift slowly away, and Herschel Walker is getting closer to that center. So what we're seeing in essence and in general is that Raphael Warnock is sweating, and he's nervous, and he's scared, because if he gets beat by Herschel Walker this time, there won't be no coming back.
No, he's out of here. It's time to go do something else. Because, I mean, Herschel Walker, you're losing to a dude with a bona fide schizophrenic, multiple personality. He's been diagnosed like that. So it's not that this is foreign knowledge. So to be even in a close race, you're basically losing. Like, even if Raphael Warnock was able to eke this one out, you're done. This is it. This is there's no one that you could ever outshine after now. You know what I mean? So right now, I think it's probably best for him to lose. So with that being said, brother, I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to let you go, and we'll get ready to wrap up here. But one last thing, we looked at a lot of reparations groups, supposed, that popped out of nowhere. And now that they've already kind of went defunct, I'm seeing still people trying to bring up Tariq Nasheed's name and whatnot. But with the grassroots hatred and the new black media hatred, when we're actually out here giving scholarship, enlightening folks, giving information, and you could see that it is bringing that much of a change, because there's that many more people out here that are just simply banking on the truth. You know what I mean? So with that being said, brother, what do you have to say about that?
Man, I feel like this era, this movement, we've discussed it a lot of times. This is a beautiful time to be alive for certified American freemen. It's a beautiful time to be alive, foundational Black Americans. This is truly an epic era to be a part of. I wake up every single day and I'm proud to be a foundational Black American existing in this day and time. What we've done so far, and I would say genuinely in the last 10 years, but in particular the last 5 years, we've done more than the last 50. And the Black grassroots is spearheading all of that. And that's every single one of us. And that's the difference between then and now, is that we move as a collective unit. We move as a family tree, all of us together. That's brother and sister, king, queen, goddess, and gods. We take true ownership over our identity, over our lineage, our heritage, and our culture. We're unmatched, unbreakable, untouchable, and everybody sees that, and we're starting to yield results. This is no longer the wait until the next generation era. This isn't the I'll suffer today so my kids will live better tomorrow. This is if we live good now, our kids will live better. And that is way better than saying if I suffer now, my kids will live better. And that's the logic and the mentality that people used to possess in yesteryear. But that is not the logic or the mentality that we have today. Today, we have the let's get it while we're here. So we can pass the baton to the next generation, not while they're 10, 20 rows behind everybody else. So now we're there 10, 20 rows in front of everybody. And that is all being spearheaded by the Black grassroots, gentlemen like yourself, all the sisters in the chat, all the brothers in the chat. We're the ones who are making this happen. And it's, being done in real time. And I'll say this, 30, 40, 50 years from now, they're going to look back on this era. Because we all just paying rent. We all paying rent on this planet. They're going to look, you feel me? As the great Muhammad Ali said, man, we just paying rent. And as we look back on the Reconstruction era, we look back on the Civil Rights era, the 80s, the 90s, the early 2000s, we're going to all look back, or shall I say the next generations, not just the next one. I'm talking about 2 to 3 ahead. They're going to look back on this era and they're going to say that era right there. That Black grassroots certified truth era, that reparations era, that tangible era, that B1 era, that is the era that shifted everything, turned everything around, and took some of the bad, inappropriate behaviors from the past, eradicated them, and put in some new certified energy. We're going to be the ones who are going to be on the front line of that. Every last one of us, and I'm proud of it. So I salute to you, brother. I salute to our brother Tariq Nasheed, to our brother Jason Black, everybody out there who's a pillar in the community, who's doing the real work opposed to these other people. Because, a lot of folks say that they outside, but does it mean anything if you outside when you show up and ain't nobody there? And that's something I'm going to say, family. So we're going to continue to be loyal to the soil, and they're going to be outside, man, with nothing out there but their goddamn selves, man. So salute to the new Black media. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. My brother Beatzilla right here. Y'all keep tapping in, keep tuning in to my brother, man. This is stand-up quality, brother. We continue to do our Twitter spaces where the whole family comes in, and we're just going to keep radiating that positive energy for the whole family. So everybody stay safe, stay good, stay vigilant, man. And it's always love from the Black Alpha Network to you, my brother.
Yes, sir. With that being said, y'all show some love in the chat for my brother Black Alpha. And we are going to give another quick dedication to the failed pull-ups.
Perfect.
Cloudtopia. Boy, them boys was full of that juice, wasn't they? We outside. We stomping. Okay. Has anybody reached out to y'all and said, they want to get you on their program to interview you from all that impact that you made? I don't know. Well, who knows? Yeah, sometimes it be that way now, don't it? Lord. Oh man. But again, like my brother said, you cannot afford to give the keys over of your own empowerment. That is just like doing this. But remember what our elder already schooled us to know.
We got to first of all lay a claim against the land. So Indians laid a claim against the land, saying that all the land in the United States originally belonged to us. We had a natural right to it. So we know we didn't have any legal documents or any deeds showing we owned it. We have a legal claim to the land. So as a legal claim to the land, therefore you took it from us, you owe us. So what the claim was based on what they call natural rights. Indian says there's a natural right to the land because we were the first ones here on it. Even though in fact they were not the first, it was blacks here before those guys got here. But we don't talk about that today. Blacks here were here about 11 to 12,000 years before the present day so-called Asian Indians came here. Blacks had been here already. But they said that was their land.
So listen to people give you schooling and wisdom, and avoid people who talk like this.
That it's okay to take the cape off.
Yeah. So you're going to have to make sure you tell them.
You shade tree nigga.
We ain't voting Democrat. So don't come telling us we just going to vote for nothing. And for those of you who fall for fly-by-nighters who are coming out saying, I represent reparations, so you be like, hey, it's all good because he's not Tariq Nasheed. Just remember.
Every time I have always played the fool.
Don't be like the guy who bought a one-way ticket going to a rally that he knew nobody at, just looking to be flued out. How thirsty is that? But anyway.
Damn, don't try to knock me, player, cause I'll leave your head stale. Light you up real good, you will never get well.
Line them up and watch them fall. Babylon is falling. Babylon is falling. Let it fall. And let us rise. So all of its minions can enjoy, whatever they need to get out of that. Because there's a lot of minions around there, because they'll still tell you that this is a good bet.
I'm not always going to only talk about what we can do for black people.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
Well, I just have to say this.
I don't give a fuck. Even if you think I should, bitch. Bigger. I don't give a fuck.
Because at the end of the day, we know that your existence is all about their acceptance, white Jesus and whatnot. And you literally see the absence of the Mayo Squad as a detriment to survival. And the song that plays over and over and over in your head, if I did not have access to who I call my precious white Jesus, which is every person that represents this supremacy, I would feel like this. There'd be
no medicine. There'd be no mayonnaise. No medicine. There'd be no mayonnaise. No medicine.
There'd be no mayonnaise, no medicine. There'd be no mayonnaise, no medicine.
Remember, it's no tangibles, no vote.
First was the controversial Reverend Jeremiah Wright.
I say America, America's mother, America's daddy, America can eat a dick, America can lick the balls.
And for all of you fraudulent New Jack swingers that think you are going to be the new in thingers like New Black Media, even trying to graft yourself into it and then say you are doing your own thing. Well, we have shown you that that is not the case and that is not true, and you are no such things because you don't talk about anything worth anything listened to on this platform. That's why Twitter Space, talking amongst yourselves on the chat line, is where you're at. Then you can put a person's name that actually does have a following and say, hey, come in here because we don't like you and we ain't really relevant, so we need to use your name to get some shine. Or we'll just hashtag FBA, although we ain't never been around it. With that being said, you guys are starting to learn your lumps because the door is closed on all of you chumps. Pick your face up and pick your guy up off the ground.
Teach your man how to squabble. Get that trigger next time, nigga.
You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at beatzillapdx. You can follow me at Patreon, beatzillapdx official, and on Melanated People at Michael Beatzilla with more. You can also email me at ourrealtruth@gmail.com. That is ourrealtruth@gmail.com. And of course, if you feel so inclined to put some money in the bucket because you enjoy the content on this platform, you enjoy what you are getting, and you want to show support for this channel with monetary gain, shout out to you who have already donated to this broadcast. And a matter of fact, let me take care of that bit of business right now and shout some of the family out who have already shown some love. And I might not have gotten a chance to shout y'all out yet. So first up, Project Leroy, shout out to you. Thank you. And that's Project Leroy twice in there. Let's see where we at here. Codified Trucking, thank you so much. Monique Love, thank you. All right. And I think that is who I got from here. And then, of course, the super chats. I don't think we had any super chats tonight. Y'all know there is super chat on this channel, so y'all can do that. But if not, you can always do super thanks as well. But if you want to go ahead and give a donation, you can do so at CashApp. That's $ beatzillapdx. CashApp $ beatzillapdx. And of course, we also have PayPal. That is Zilla Music at PayPal. That is ZILLAMUZAK at PayPal. Phantom Beat said enlightening. Bam. Thank you so much. Tierney, you said I like the word squabble. Teach your man how to squabble. Yes, indeed. So with that being said, we are going to get out of here. We will be back, of course, Friday night for the weekly wrap up. And there might be some uploads, some premieres in between now and then. Again, if you want to go listen to where I was last Friday, I have a brief 20-minute, a little bit over 20-minute video from some clips from the Dookie Jam of last week. And then, of course, also I put up a couple clips of they're two-hour clips of two different spaces that me and my brother Black Alpha Network have had as of the past month or so. So with that being said, please go check those out as well. Go give my brother a subscribe. Go follow him on Twitter as well. That's Black Alpha Network. Matter of fact, he is should be airing a video within the next few days that we recorded a few days ago. Me, him, and brother Kid Gravity. So be on the lookout for that, because that's going to be a real good broadcast as well. So you're in for another treat. So, we're just trying to make sure we give you this good positive content, good positive energy with, we keep it funny, but we also giving scholarship as well. So, how we get down. So follow me on Twitter, follow that brother on Twitter. So you will also be in tune to our spaces, and you'll get alerted when we go live on Twitter. So with that being said, I will see y'all Friday for the weekly wrap up. We're doing it again. So y'all stay black, stay vigilant, stay alive. Black first. Shalom, y'all.
When you know who Satan is, yes, sir, you don't have to kill him. No. The stone of truth. Yes. See, that's what you throw. Yes, right. Allah says, had we wished to take a pastime from before, surely we would have done it. Nay, we cast truth at falsehood till we knock out its brains. Every one of you that knows the truth, stand up and tell it from the mountaintop. Black people can't take it no more. So wherever you are on the job, in the factory, I don't care where you are. If you know the truth, stand up on the truth and tell Satan, who the hell are you to try and pick my friends? Farrakhan is God's man, and you are from the enemy of God. So to hell with you. Stand up on it like a man.